Last year, I had some news about what the government wanted to do about the church in Lagos. It was not so good. It was some back-end gist. I wasn't comfortable with it. And then somebody else brought some stories too about the plans. There's always a plan. There are, in every generation, Hamans, Hitlers, Herods. I don't know why their name is always starting with H. Herod, Hitler, Haman. They're always rising against the body. And if you understand how Satan operates, when you look at what is happening in the body of Christ in Nigeria, you yourself would want to stand against it. When I heard those things, there was a burden in my heart, and I called a group of pastors, and we began to pray. And I told them in the meeting, nobody should pray about their church. Don't mention your own denomination or your own church. We are praying for the body of Christ in Lagos State. And then we started praying week in, week out, 1-2 hours in a neutral place, a pastor's place. I didn't even bring them to our own church. It wasn't about our church. It wasn't about our own ministry. It was about the body of Christ in Lagos State. So praying and praying and praying. And something now happened around April. I got a call. It was in the end of April that they wanted some new dimensions in the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria in Lagos State. And they had a kind of meeting, something, and they asked. That call was in the night, around almost 12 midnight. And they wanted me to step out and at least be part of the elections. I actually laughed because it was not part of my thinking at all. And then I said I will pray about it. They really pestered me to pray about it. I prayed and I had a green light. And the green light God gave me to get involved at that dimension was that your ministry is not the only thing in the body of Christ. We have great ministers and ministries in Nigeria. One ministry cannot run everything. It's a body. There are various parts. Nehemiah was having a great time in the king's palace, but the walls of Jerusalem were broken down. Esther was in the palace enjoying herself, but they were about to massacre the entire Jewish nation. God said, look, no matter how great your ministry is doing at Global Impact, I need you to step out for the body. The body is more important than your own denomination. If that body is affected, your denomination will be affected. And that was why Esther had to rise up and said, oh, if I perish, I perish. Yes, I'm doing well in the palace. Maybe I'm even safe in the palace. But I can't stand it, and the body of Christ is going down. So I stepped out, and thankfully I won the election, and I became the chairman of PFN Lagos State. Now, I never correlated the prayers we were doing. It was one day God said, those who care about the body, they are the ones that will impact the body. I wasn't thinking that I should become PFN chairman, they should see me, they should do it. I wasn't. It was the body. It was the body. Jesus cares about his body the way you care about your own body, not just one hand. It's the body. Thank God for your ministry or para-ministry. Thank God for the things you are doing in your church. But always remember the body. And that's why I love Switch. The ministers brought together because this is speaking to the body of Christ. Your progress is my progress. Advancement is my advancement. And the way Paul described the body, I think in 1 Corinthians 12, he was talking about the hand and the legs. We have different assignments. And we must respect and honor each other. Don't use unholy comparison to shut somebody else down.